Welcome to The Explainer. We're here to break down some of the biggest topics out there, all with the power of a few slides.
Okay, let's just dive right into this. Think about it. A single invention cooked up inside Google literally kickstarted the AI world we're all living in today. But the story of how that happened and, what happened right after, well, that's a huge cautionary tale about creation, control, and what happens when a big company gets in its own way.
So to really get what's happening now, we've got to go back to a time when Google basically decided it was going to corner the market on brainpower. They went on a mission to recruit the absolute giants of AI research to build something the world had never seen. And Google's strategy? Oh, it was simple and kind of brilliant. They went out and brought in the world's best academic minds. We're talking legends like Jeff Hinton and Andrew Ng, and brought them onto the Google campus. It was a total win-win. They let them stay professors but gave them Google-sized resources to play with. This is how the legendary Google Brain team was born. But see, having all these brilliant minds wasn't enough. To actually power these massive new neural networks they were dreaming up, they needed custom-built hardware. They needed a secret weapon. And funny enough, they built it way, way outside of Silicon Valley. So, the real genius move here was the design of their custom chip, the TPU. Get this, they built it to fit into the exact same slot as a standard hard drive. This meant Google could supercharge its massive data centers for AI almost overnight. It was a classic Google infrastructure hack, and it gave them this colossal hardware advantage. So picture this. Google has unmatched talent and custom-built hardware. They were totally set to dominate. And in 2017, the Google Brain team produced its masterpiece, a single research paper that was about to change, well, everything. That paper was called Attention is All You Need, and it introduced what we now know as the transformer architecture. Since then, it's been cited over 173,000 times. I mean, that makes it one of the most influential academic papers of this century. It was, quite literally, the blueprint for all modern AI. And this is where the story turns. This is where the problem for Google really began. They had just invented the engine for the entire AI revolution, only to watch every single one of its creators walk right out the door to go build the competition. And of course, they were using Google's own invention to do it. So what was going on? Well, the crucial point is this. Google had created a technology so powerful, so disruptive, that it actually threatened its own core business, search. It's a textbook case of the innovator's dilemma. Where a company's own success stops it from embracing the very thing that could make it obsolete. You can imagine what happened next. The departure of its top talent, the rise of competitors like OpenAI, all of them powered by technology Google invented, it triggered a full-blown crisis inside the search giant. You see, for years, Google was just slow. They were slow to release their own powerful AI models. They were basically paralyzed, scared of the brand risk and of disrupting their golden goose, search ad revenue. And that hesitation, it created this massive opening for everyone else to jump in and seize the future that Google itself had invented. And all of this leads us to a really fundamental question, right? If the very company that invented this technology struggled so badly to manage its own trajectory and its own talent, what hope does the rest of humanity have for aligning AI for the common good? Well, that very question has led some people to propose a radically new way of thinking about AI alignment. The idea is, instead of thinking about control and programming, what if we thought about parenting? The core idea here is to completely shift our perspective, to treat a developing AI not as a tool you constrain with rigid rules, but as a mind that you raise with care, empathy, and wisdom. It's about trying to instill values, not just programming functions. So this introduces a really simple but pretty profound guiding principle. What would mother do? Think of it like an intuitive moral compass. It's an attempt to anchor an AI's incredibly complex decision-making process in foundational, humane values that, we can all understand. This new approach is being called reinforcement learning from maternal feedback, or RLMF. It basically replaces the generic thumbs up, thumbs down feedback we use now with the kind of nuanced guidance you'd expect from a caregiver. The whole goal is to build an AI's character, to build an internal conscience, not just to correct its behavior. And this brings us to a real project that's trying to do exactly that. So this isn't just some philosophical idea, it's a developing framework with a real roadmap, and it's even backed by intellectual property. It's all designed to build AI systems with an ingrained sense of responsibility. You can see here, this concept is actually being built out with real intellectual property. Trademarks and patents are being filed to protect everything from the core AI Mama protocol all the way to the ethical training systems that are designed to instill these maternal values.
The vision is for a stage development cycle, kind of like a human's. The AI matures over time. It starts in a protected infancy, learning the basics, and then gradually earns more autonomy as it demonstrates moral and ethical growth, until it finally reaches a kind of responsible adulthood.
And this brings us to our final thought for today. After a decade of focusing on just brute force computation and corporate competition, maybe the key to AI alignment isn't more data or some more clever algorithm. Perhaps it's a different, more ancient kind of intelligence altogether.